Hey, this is Jane Smolnick from Awaken My Wisdom. So, part of my Transformational Tips series, we're talking about raising your vibration. So, we already talked about using certain thoughts and emotions to raise our vibration and which ones bring us down. We already talked about foods that raise our vibration and foods that really bring us down. So, today I'm going to talk about the power of essential oils. They're like magic. So essential oils, I'm sure you're familiar with them. A lot of people really love them. And they're actually extremely concentrated plant material, the oils from the plants that are actually very minute particles, molecules, and they have a very high frequency. They're one of the highest frequencies known are essential oils. So let me give you an example. Like, remember I talked before last time about the human body, when it's healthy, it vibrates at 62 to 68 megahertz, which means million pulses per second. That's why we appear so solid. You can't even have a cold unless you're down about 58 megahertz. Candida is like 52 megahertz. Cancer is about 42 megahertz. I mean, the less healthy you are, the lower your frequency is, the less healthy you are, the more acidic you are. So let me tell you a little bit about essential oils. Something like rose essential oils is one of the highest. It's 320 megahertz, which is million pulses per second. So do you know it takes actually about 400 pounds of rose petals distilled down to make like 1 ounce of rose oil. That's why it tends to be more expensive. But you only need minute dots of it, like minute amounts of it. If you put it on the skin or if you breathe it in, our sense of smell is actually 10,000 times more powerful than all of our other senses. When you breathe it in, you breathe in those minute particles and it goes into your bloodstream very quickly. Or if you put a little bit on your skin, you don't need a lot. So lavender oil is one that's 118 megahertz, which is million pulses per second. And do you know it has over 100 medicinal qualities to it? I think everybody should have lavender oil in their house. It's excellent for calming, pain, and all kinds of things. Frankincense is actually one of the highest as well. That's 147 megahertz. This is why the wise men brought them to Jesus's birth, basically. Frankincense, myrrh, and gold, very high frequencies, all of those. And those were the highest gifts they could bring. So frankincense is really phenomenal for even things like, let's say the big C word, So because it raises your vibration so much. So spruce pine is another one that's absolutely huge, like 460 megahertz, absolutely huge. Sandalwood is 96 megahertz. Myrrh is 165, so frankincense and myrrh, excellent. So very often they're used for sacred ceremonies because it raises your vibration. So whenever you're using essential oils to put directly on the skin, you only need a tiny amount. And if you have sensitive skin or you're sensitive to certain oils, they can be a little bit caustic. So you might want to mix it with a little bit of coconut oil or olive oil and just make sure your body's okay with it. But even putting like some essential oils, you could actually rub it on the bottom of your feet and it'll go into your entire bloodstream. Or even just little essential oil points, like right here is an acupuncture point for headaches. I always tell people, put a little bit of lavender oil there, put it on your fingers, and slide down. This is where the vagus nerve is closest to the surface, and it's very calming. So, essential oils have very minute particles. They're excellent to spray, like I have my essential oil sprays here by my desk. This one is a blend of oils for joy. But even a steam inhalation is one of the best ways to go. So if you get a cold, sinus congestion, sore throat, flu, anything like that this winter at any time, make sure you have a little bottle of thyme essential oil. That's like a natural antibiotic it's antibacterial. Doesn't kill the good bacteria, but it'll kill the bad bacteria for upper respiratory tract infection, including sinuses, throat, and even the lungs. So ideally, you take a bowl of hot, steaming hot water, bring a towel with you, and you can put the towel over your head and you just put 1 or 2 drops of thyme oil in it and breathe it into your nose, breathe it into your mouth, into your throat, and into your lungs. And those minute particles go into your system and they will clear out all kinds of mucus and bacteria and gunk, and believe me, you will feel so much better. You should do that a minimum of once a day whenever you have a cold or a flu. It's phenomenal. So another thing that's really not well known about essential oils is their ORAC value, which is basically their antioxidant value. They're extremely high in antioxidants. So if you consider the fact that blueberries are really a highly regarded antioxidant food, that has 2,400 units of the ORAC value. Broccoli has 890. But do you know my favorite oil is ylang-ylang? It is the flower of all flowers, a very feminine, soft, sweet oil. Do you know that that has 1,300,478 units of antioxidants? Orange oil has 18,889 units of antioxidants. So they are extremely powerful. They will raise your vibration and your frequency. Make friends with essential oils. So you can use them in many different ways. You can spray them in the air, put them on your skin, spray it on your pillowcase, or put it on a tissue and slide it under your pillowcase so you're breathing it in or just breathing it in during the day. Put it on little parts of your body. There's just so many ways. You can even put a few drops in the bottom of the shower. When you take a shower in the morning, just plug it up, put a few drops in, and you'll breathe it in from the steam and it'll absorb right through the bottom of your feet. So great way to raise your frequency. And you know what I usually recommend to people? Whatever oil appeals to you is what you need. So if you go smelling some tester oils and things like that, what you love, like I love rosemary essential oil, great for the brain, but it's also great to take some on your fingers and massage it into your scalp for hair growth, balding, things like that is great. So there's so many different uses of them. Basically, lavender, eucalyptus, and rosemary are not expensive. They're excellent oils, and you should have those at home. You could even blend all three of them. I love them even in a spray for when people have colds and things like that, just to kind of clear and freshen the air. If you want to put some in a spray bottle, you add about maybe 20% of some pure alcohol, not rubbing alcohol, but something like vodka, and the rest water. And then your essential oils, because as you shake it and spray it, it'll keep it from getting too gunky in there and spray very easily and keep it well. So consider using some essential oils that you love. Use them often, use them daily, because they do raise your vibration. They help you to be healthier. Yep, I know, Jack, I had you definitely do some steam inhalations with thyme. You can also use eucalyptus or lavender, but thyme essential oil is excellent for respiratory tract infections of all kinds, even sore throats, excellent. So consider doing some of those things. So that's one way to raise your vibration. So when you raise your vibration, you are healthier. So it's a good thing to do. In fact, your brain can even be healthier as you raise your vibration because the brain, when it's really healthy, is really over 70 megahertz. Somewhere between 70 and 80 is when you're like a genius. Also, essential oils can really help shift your mood, increase your serotonin and some neurotransmitters, and just make you feel so much better. So use ones that really appeal to you, because for some reason your soul is like saying, I love that, I want more of it. Okay, I know ylang-ylang, rose, lavender are some of my favorites. And when I'm doing some sacred ceremony work, I love frankincense. So enjoy. I hope that helps. If you like to use essential oils, let me know which ones you like. Like which ones are the most popular, which ones appeal to you the most, or how do you use them? So, and join my Facebook page here, Awaken My Wisdom, if you'd like, because I'm going to continue to do this series of transformational tips. Things to raise your vibration is what we've been working on, but I have a whole series of different things that'll be extremely helpful. So I hope that helps. Enjoy, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.